I started in the industry at 18 while I was at university. I was studying medicine and was all set to become a doctor. And I started throwing parties with a college friend of mine. And we moved them to a local nightclub. And the deal we came to was he took over the club on a Monday night when it was normally shut. And we took the door money and the nightclub took the bar money. And that was really my first experience of the leisure hospitality business. And from that, I then started a restaurant with a couple of partners in an old sorting office. We got planning permission to convert it into a restaurant. And we got what was called a brewery loan. We borrowed money from a beer supplier and we converted it into a restaurant. It was called the LA Cafe. I think the defining moment in my career in the restaurant business was taking control of Pizza Express, which at the time owned about 10 restaurants but had about 30 franchises. And that happened in early '93. I became chairman and we grew that business through the 1990s, bought in all the franchise branches, and at the time I left it had about 150 company-owned restaurants. On the back of that success, my partner and I, we got involved in the purchase of a business called My Kind of Town, which owned a group of restaurants and bars, including Henry J. Beans and Chicago Pizza Pie Factory and Salsa and various others. Following that, I bought control of a business called Belgo, which is a Belgian Moule Friet and Belgian beer business. And we grew that business, opened new branches, created a new concept alongside it called Beerodrome. I also bought some high-end fine dining restaurants, including some very well-known ones like the Ivy and Le Caprice, relaunched J Shiki fish restaurant, all in central London. That group, which was called Signature, did well, and from that business we created a new chain from scratch called Strada, which is a wood-fired pizzeria chain. In 2004, I invested and became chairman of a business called Giraffe, which at the time had 6 branches. And over the last 9 years, we've grown that successfully, and it has now 49. In 2006, I bought control of and became chairman of another cafe business, if you like, called Patisserie Valerie. And in the last 6 or 7 years, we've grown Patisserie Valerie, and we now have over 100 branches. I think it's a very good campaign because I believe it's important to tell people about the opportunities in the industry. I think the industry's a huge one. It offers millions of different roles for people. I think depending on their skills, be it, you know, a front of house waiter or manager or a barman or someone working in the kitchen back of house, there will always be jobs. It's a growing industry. It's a very sociable industry. I think it has a lot of rewards above and beyond money, because I think there's a buzz and it can be very satisfying, creative. Also, I think it offers wonderful opportunities for those who eventually want to go and start their own business. Most of the entrepreneurs I know in the hospitality and restaurant trade have not had bucket loads of qualifications. They weren't necessarily very excited by school or even university, but they felt that the restaurant business was exciting and dynamic and pleasurable and, as I say, an expanding industry that offered opportunities for people who were willing to, you know, work hard and take measured risks. One of the interesting things about the restaurant industry is that without a lot of formal qualifications, you can start as a waiter or waitress or as an assistant in the kitchen, and quite rapidly you can be promoted if you're competent and ambitious, and in very short order in your mid or early-ish 20s be in a senior role in a restaurant in charge of a number of staff And you know, people in their early 30s are often running a whole raft of branches as a regional manager, for example, with, you know, perhaps hundreds of people reporting to them. I would look for people who are energetic, who are reliable, who are sociable and extrovert. I would want people who are passionate about food and drink, who are good team players, who you know, are healthy and fit. And there aren't many other careers I know of that are similar to this, that offer that same level of responsibility and indeed financial reward. And I think that can be, you know, very fulfilling.